All right, Blake, so we're going to talk about your career. You're an instructor with Kentucky Welding Institute. Honestly, you're probably one of the youngest we've got on our full-time staff, and that's no worries for us because you're an excellent find. You were the first graduate from the Kentucky Welding Institute. So I guess to some of the haters out there, maybe you're too young to be teaching, but talk to me about where you've been, because your first job, I think, National Boiler.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I started off, I guess I graduated in January of 2016, and from there, I left, I guess, my graduation day, and I went to work for National Boiler in Regalwood, North Carolina. It was a paper mill, a short job. I mean, we worked there but a week, I think, and we welded several tubes, cut out a few pieces of pipe.
I remember the job test because we were pretty proud of you.
Oh, yeah.
At that time, I don't think we had built any simulators. Again, KWI was just fresh as well, but the NBS, the National Boiler coupon simulator, talk about that.
It'd be a tube simulator is what they call it, and all it is you just put your coupon in between two pieces of pipe and treat it just like you would a tube or a water wall.
Get about a ½ inch on each side?
Yeah, ½ inch in between your coupon from the other pieces of pipe.
So how challenging was that? You had to feel pretty good, I guess, about your training at KWI.
Yeah.
Right out the gate, you had done a lot of 6G, you welded some monsters, you passed all your certification tests, but to throw down the gauntlet there, that had to feel pretty good to pass that one.
Just to be practicing all the time in a booth, out in the open, and then having it constricted, knowing that's what I was going to be doing for the actual weld test and practicing that. I mean, it's a real confidence booster, I guess, to say. And I feel like I was really ready for it. I mean, it seemed to be because I passed the test, got the job, and made the money.
Yeah. So National Boiler didn't last very long at all. Where was the next one at? After
that, I think I was off for maybe a couple weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then I went to Illinois, and I was working with Starcon in a gas refinery up there, Marathon. And I think that job lasted a month, and I rode with Starcon from there. I had a week off, and I went to Texas, and I was in Texas for the longest period of time. I was down there for 7 months, I think, in Baytown. I was working in one of the Exxon Mobil down there.
That Starcon test, remind me, that Starcon test was stainless TIG root, stainless stick out. Is that right? X-ray?
Yeah. It was the combo stainless 309 to carbon. Illinois, it was the just regular carbon monster, and then going down to Texas, that's where we done the double test. I had to take a carbon test and a stainless test as well. And then I finished that job with them down there. Like I said, I was down there for about 7 months, and I actually left there and went to Louisiana, and I had the opportunity. A weld partner of mine was how I got the connection. I was working with SWS, a double time company.
There you go.
And I was making 40 and double in Louisiana, and I was there for 5 weeks. And then, I mean, I had a pretty good lump sum of money. I was ready to come home after that.
Now, you worked for SpaceX too.
Yeah. So after the Louisiana job, I was probably home probably a good month and a half, probably. And then I seen a job posting, I think it was on Indeed, it said Aerospace. I think you may have been the one that sent me the link, and I was like, Aerospace, that sounds pretty neat. I don't even know what it is, but I hit it up, and the test,
bucket list.
The test was going to be a Schedule 10, a stainless and a stainless monster, and then come to find out, we were working in Cape Canaveral on the Air Force base. I was working on a launch pad that they launched Neil Armstrong off of. I mean, that's pretty neat to see, but yeah, I worked down there with SpaceX for a month as well.
There you go. And that was pretty much year one for you.
Yeah, that was.
And then after that, bouncing around, you've turned into a boiler animal pretty much.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's where I want to be. That's where all the work is. Keep you busy work anyway.
7-12 money, those big 84-hour checks, you like those a bunch. And you still stay fresh on your tools.
Yeah. So I did just get off a job in Louisville and Alabama. We worked in Louisville, went down to Alabama, finished down there, and you all let me come back and start teaching again.
Yeah, and you got your CWIs. Yep.
And when I got the CWI, I've had them for going on 2 years now, I think. CWIs. So.
Yeah, so there's Blake Hawkins there, a little bit about his experience on the road. Again, he still stays fresh, still gets called up to go those outages. The old foreman's still loving him and calling him back. He's got his CWIs, he's got a jam-up experience, and does really well for us and the students there at Kentucky Welding Institute. So if you'd like to have instructors like Blake Hawkins that appeal to you but are still on their tools and have the experience, rate, and knowledge, then come to Kentucky Welding Institute.